Gary the Gremlin here, but I can't deal with that now. Transformers are wild, huh? Sometimes you get a complete weirdo that would be near impossible to explain to a completely sane person. How could I explain to the average plumber the bizarre way that we got this fusion of a hawk to a tiger? A hawk to a joke. That's where the channel's at right now, I guess. TIGERHAWK kind of has an important history to me. As a kid, I had the Universe Razorclaw repaint, and I was always so confused by it because I thought it was a triple changer that turned from robot to hawk to bear. Quite frankly, this new Legacy version hasn't fared much better, as they-them look more like a bear than a tiger. They-them not because they're non-binary, but because they're literally two people. This mode is a bit weak, but it's got some impressiveness as well. These back legs are horribly scrawny, but that mehusive wingspan more than makes up for it. They've got hella details with all these finely sculpted feathers and these big transparent green pizza pies. There's so much going on here that I think you'd be really tempted to see it and just think that this is some sort of deviant art furry creation and not an official Transformer. I wouldn't blame you because they're really freaky. A pure 90s child, all asymmetrical with the bright contrasting colors and the metallic shine. Try explaining this to someone who's only seen the live-action movies. You know what I mean. Posability is good. Again, these back legs are not just weak in size, but also weak in strength. They'll slip and slide on you everywhere. But these front legs have got tons of movement, and I'm especially loving those paws that can rotate. The jaw can open, even if it looks silly, and the wings can spread massively or go into attack position. There are also these massive cannons that can swing around to blast any unsuspecting bad guys to smithereens, and this tiny little pea shooter that attaches to their pea shooter. I was hiking in the woods one day, and Bigfoot told me that comparison is the thief of joy. I don't really know what that meant, because I never saw him again, and he didn't tell me, but I will let you know that the original toy was amazing. It had spring-loaded hawk claws, as well as spring-loaded cannons that could shoot missiles, as well as a flip-down battle mask. The Legacy toy, of course, eschews all this in favor of being more modern and more accurate, but come on. It's so sad that we can't have both. Transformation is kind of crazy. There's a lot happening. It's one of the ones where there's just chunks on struts that move around to meet another chunk, and there's an interesting swap of arms to legs and so on, as these dread beastie figures are prone to do. The robot is a stunner. The colors really make a lot more sense here, and the asymmetrical details are so much more obvious, practically screaming at you. You've got one shoulder that's just a gumball machine, and the other one with that whole tiger-bear deal. Best thing about this mode is always going to be the size and weight. They're a proper big leader class, and that's one thing they succeed in keeping from the original. They're about the height of Commander Class Prime or Bumblebee movie Megatron, except that they weigh a lot more and have a lot more happening. It's crazy to me that people sit around with their thumb up their fart box complaining all day that leaders are too small now, because this figure is nowhere near a shrimp. I mean, it's true, there's not even a shrimp in my house. But look at this guy. They're giving Sephiroth with all the abstract and confusing design choices and the serious angelic influence. Even that head sculpt isn't spared from the asymmetrical design. They look horribly mangled with that two-faced visage. That little teeny gun comes back to plug onto their forearm, and those big blasters can come off to be handheld weapons. In addition to all that going on, their two wingtip feathers come off to become swords. Useless swords. They're made out of feathers. And they're so nicely detailed with some great panel lines and so much feather sculpting. I do think these wings could have benefited from being a bit more filled in, as well as this crotch plate. Interestingly, there's a 3mm nub here, and oh, okay, there you go, good morning. And the posability is very good too. Thanks to some surprisingly sturdy heels, they don't have any problem standing up, even with that heavy wing pack. There's some very satisfying ratchet joints in those strangely bulbous thighs, as well as the wings returning to, again, be absolutely amazing. And it's interesting to me personally that I love this big funny freak so much. With their crisp toothpaste white and super shiny purple, is so special and so unique. I think they just activate that magpie nature buried down in my monkey brain that goes, oh, shiny, for real. So I mean, if you want a toy that might just blow your mind, go get this one. Because bizarre as they are, they're low-key amazing. Gary the Gremlin, out.